In the third episode, Revenge of the Sith, Chancellor Palpatine has been captured by the Separatist droid army led by General Grievous. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, alongside clone pilots, embark on a mission to rescue the Chancellor. They face heavy fire during their approach to the ship and intend to save Palpatine despite the risky situation. Once aboard, they locate Palpatine, but R2-D2's attempt to conceal their presence fails due to a radio transmission. As they reach the observation deck, they find Palpatine handcuffed and unguarded. Count Dooku arrives with guard droids, engaging in a confrontation with Obi-Wan and Anakin. During the duel, Dooku disarms Obi-Wan and ultimately faces Anakin, who initially hesitates to kill Dooku. However, urged by Palpatine, Anakin ultimately follows through, severing Dooku's hands and leading to his demise. Feeling remorseful for his actions, Anakin is haunted by guilt. Palpatine reminds him of previous violent acts, including an incident involving Tusken Raider children, attempting to diminish Anakin's remorse. As they attempt to leave, they fall into a trap set by General Grievous. Captured briefly, they manage to break free and engage in a fight to escape. In this retelling, General Grievous breaks a window to escape, taking all the escape pods with him, forcing Anakin to crash land the ship. Fortunately, they find a landing strip at the capital. Obi-Wan and Anakin exchange heated words before parting ways. Meanwhile, Palpatine and Imogen, referred to as such, meet with the Senate, where Mace Windu also appears, emphasizing the Jedi's priority to capture Grievous. Anakin rushes over to Padme, kissing her in close proximity to the Senate. He expresses relief about the Chancellor's kidnapping as it allowed him to be stationed away from the Outer Rim, where the Jedi Council had secretly assigned him an Obi-Wan. Padme reveals her pregnancy to Anakin, which worries them both due to the potential risks. Grievous contacts Darth Sidious, expressing concerns about Dooku's death and being told to move Separatist leaders to Mustafar. Anakin has a nightmare about Padme's death in childbirth, causing them both concern over keeping their relationship and impending parenthood a secret. Anakin seeks advice in Europe about his visions, and he's urged to end the relationship for the greater good, but he fails to disclose his ability to see the future to the Jedi Council. Obi-Wan senses a shift in Palpatine's power and concerns about Anakin's proximity to him. Palpatine appoints Anakin as his representative on the Jedi Council, further complicating the situation. In this depiction, Anakin faces a dilemma when confronted with the prospect of having a child, revealing his initial reluctance to embrace fatherhood. He's then asked to become a double agent, which he rejects, leading Obi-Wan to report him to Mace Windu and Yoda. There's a debate among the Jedi regarding Anakin's role as the chosen one destined to bring balance to the Force. The King expresses dissatisfaction with the Jedi's current approach, advocating for a return to traditional methods. Padme, paralleling this sentiment, criticizes the Senate's deviation from past norms, suggesting that Palpatine should address this as he is close to the Senate. However, he dismisses her concerns as treasonous, forgetting his initial goal of protecting her and the severe consequences of treason. Anakin accompanies the Chancellor, engaging in discussions about General Grievous and a legend about preventing death. Anakin desires to learn ways to safeguard Padme during her pregnancy but is informed that such powers are associated with the Sith. Meanwhile, Yoda is on Kashyyyk, observing the unloading of the droid army. In this retelling, the Wookiees prepare to attack Palpatine while Anakin is determined to pursue Grievous. However, the Jedi Council insists that Obi-Wan takes on the mission instead, leading to some friction. Anakin acknowledges Obi-Wan's teaching but feels frustrated due to recurring dreams about Padme's death, leaving him unable to focus. Anakin believes Obi-Wan will be the hero, promising Padme he'll protect her. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan confronts Grievous, engaging in a one-on-one fight until clone reinforcements arrive, causing Grievous to flee on a unicycle, prompting Obi-Wan to pursue him. The Jedi plan to remove Palpatine from power after Grievous' defeat, suspecting that he wields control over both sides of the conflict. Anakin comes to a realization that Palpatine is Darth Sidious and has been manipulating both armies. Anakin, believing he can save Padme, decides to reveal his concerns about Palpatine to the Jedi Council instead of taking aggressive action. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan confronts Grievous, resorting to physically attacking the robot parts. Grievous throws Obi-Wan off a ledge, leading to a confrontation where Obi-Wan manages to exploit Grievous's weaknesses and defeat him. Anakin approaches Mace Windu, expressing his suspicion about Palpatine being a Sith Lord and offers to assist in arresting the Chancellor. However, Mace Windu is hesitant, fearing Anakin's impulsive actions. Ultimately, Mace and other Jedi confront Palpatine, intending to strip him of emergency powers now that Grievous is defeated. However, instead of peacefully relinquishing power, Palpatine engages in combat, resulting in the Jedi facing difficulties. When Mace attempts to subdue Palpatine using his lightning, it backfires, severely injuring Mace. Palpatine urges Anakin to save him by stopping his attack, but Mace remains determined to end Palpatine's threat. In a struggle, Mace loses his hand, and Palpatine takes advantage by unleashing a devastating attack that throws Mace out the window. Anakin, witnessing this, becomes desperate to save Padme and feels compelled to align himself with the dark side, motivated by his fear of losing her. Following Anakin's transformation into Darth Vader, Palpatine orders him to eliminate the Jedi, starting with the younglings. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan regains his lightsaber and commands the clones until Palpatine executes Order 66, commanding the clones to eradicate the Jedi across the galaxy, except for Yoda. Obi-Wan and Yoda survive the purge. Senator Organa contacts Obi-Wan, who ensures Padme's safety and loyalty to the Republic before heading to Mustafar, where Anakin murders separatist leaders under Palpatine's orders. Palpatine consolidates power, establishing the Galactic Empire in an emergency Senate meeting. Yoda and Obi-Wan learn about Anakin's allegiance to the Sith through a video. Obi-Wan believes Anakin can still be redeemed, but Yoda disagrees and advises Obi-Wan to eliminate him. Obi-Wan seeks Padme's help in locating Anakin, but she refuses to disclose his whereabouts and decides to confront him herself. Obi-Wan follows her, revealing her lack of adequate security. Yoda confronts Palpatine, engaging in a duel where Palpatine attacks with lightning. Yoda uses the Force to defend himself, prompting a lightsaber duel that escalates into the Senate room. It appears that the text you provided is a humorous and imaginative retelling of scenes from the Star Wars storyline. Here's a summary of the described events. In a climactic battle between Yoda and the Emperor, they engage in a dynamic fight, displaying acrobatic maneuvers and using the Force against each other. Yoda surprises the Emperor by using his abilities, throwing chairs and using lightning. Eventually, both opponents blast each other off, leading Yoda to call for assistance from Senator Organa to escape. Meanwhile, Padme arrives on Mustafar to reason with Anakin and dissuade him from joining the dark side. Anakin, driven by his fear for Padme's safety, expresses his intentions to rule the galaxy together, but Padme rejects his plan, unable to reach through to him. Obi-Wan intervenes in their altercation, appearing suddenly, and witnesses Anakin accusing Padme of betrayal. Anakin, overcome by rage, starts to choke Padme. Obi-Wan, realizing Anakin's extreme actions, decides it's too late to save him. A confrontation erupts between Obi-Wan and Anakin, resulting in a fierce lightsaber duel. The battle escalates, causing destruction within the building, leading to a chaotic fight on top of a conference table reminiscent of a wrestling match. Eventually, Anakin loses his lightsaber during the intense fight. In the intense battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin on Mustafar, despite their evenly matched lightsaber skills, they resort to using the Force, resulting in a chaotic fight amidst the destruction of mining equipment. As they fight on a precarious balance beam, the equipment collapses, and they both end up falling into a river of lava. Obi-Wan gains a higher ground advantage and warns Anakin against making a reckless move. However, Anakin, ignoring the warning, attempts to leap over Obi-Wan, resulting in Obi-Wan severely injuring Anakin, causing him to lose his limbs and catch fire. Instead of ending Anakin's suffering, Obi-Wan walks away. Meanwhile, Padme is in labor, but her will to live seems diminished due to her despair over Anakin's fall to the dark side. She gives birth to twins, Luke and Leia, naming them before passing away. Her last words express belief in the goodness that still exists within Anakin. Anakin, critically injured, is discovered by Emperor Palpatine, who saves him through a cyborg suit to sustain his life. The Emperor informs Anakin of Padme's demise immediately after his recovery. Senator Organa takes Leia and decides to raise her, keeping her hidden from the Sith. Meanwhile, Yoda suggests that Luke be taken to live with his aunt and uncle on the desert planet of Tatooine, where he would grow up under the name of Luke Skywalker. Simultaneously, Emperor Palpatine is focused on constructing the space station, which is known as the Death Star, and is enthusiastic about its development, seeing it as a pivotal asset in his quest for power and control over the galaxy.